Next up at UFC Vegas 104, we have Blackshear taking on Cody Gibson. Blackshear, 15-7 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off that win over Cody Stamen. He's taking on Cody Gibson, 21-10 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5, and he's coming off his second UFC win. Blackshear is very good. He's an athletic striker with impressive speed and power. He can grapple as well. He's got takedowns in all but one of his UFC fights. Actually, all but 2, technically speaking, because his last fight, he did win by submission, but he didn't get a takedown. He was absolutely dotting up Cody Stamen. He rocked him, he wobbled him, and then he submitted him. Blackshear is very good. Technical boxer, clean takedowns. He does have 4 losses in the UFC. All of those are good as well. He's taking on Cody Gibson, solid striker who uses his length really well. He's very long. He can be very busy in exchanges. He uses that length to set up strikes and defend takedowns. He has 13 takedowns in his UFC career, but he's primarily a striker. If you do take him down, you could have some success sort of holding him there and riding it out. He's coming off the decision win over Chad Anheliger, where he was getting touched up on the feet, but the wrestling and the grappling looked pretty good. Luckily for Damon, he's got some decent takedown defense, because what I imagine here is that Damon is going to be the much better fighter in the feet, just faster, cleaner, more accurate. Cody is a very durable guy, so he's going to stick around. He's going to look to wrestle. And I think the striking gap is going to be wide enough, and I think Damon's takedown defense will be good enough that Damon is going to be the pick here. But in a year where massive favorites, not Su Young Yu, but other massive favorites are going down. The analogy I had for my quick picks video was like a cheerleader under the bleachers. Damon might be your fade. I'm going to pick him, but I can't. These odds are nuts. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, I actually like Cody Gibson in this fight. It feels like he can do. Here's what I'll say. I think it's going to be Damon the one shooting the takedowns off the pressure from Cody Gibson. And if he is trying to shoot the takedowns off his back foot, that means he doesn't like the pressure. I don't think he's going to get the takedowns if it's a fight like that. And then Cody Gibson is just going to be able to swarm this guy. Because as quick as Damon is with the hands, he's not a crazy dangerous guy. So you can kind of walk through those shots. And Cody Gibson, confident in his wrestling to be able to pressure the wrestler, feels like he's just going to walk through the speed of Damon, make it kind of a dirty fight, force Damon to try and wrestle, and we've seen Damon on his back and stuff as well. So, Cody Gibson showed in his last fight, I think, a next level of wrestling, grappling, and control too, right? I mean, the heavy hips, the way he was able to keep control in certain positions, I think he just kind of cancels out the grappling advantage that Damon usually has versus other people. And on the feet, I think it comes down to a volume situation. Probably going to be a decision fight. A lot of times when you get a couple grapplers, they end up just striking for 15 minutes. Nobody has real power, so they kind of go back and forth. And in those back and forth exchanges, usually the person walking backwards against the fences loses on the scorecard. So a little bit of a flyer here. I don't love it, but Cody Gibson, if this is a 50-50 fight, I think he's the one moving forward, and I think that could be enough to win a split.
Yeah, I think it's close. I mean, I'm going to be on the Damon side just because I think he's the better striker, and I think the wrestling defense is there. But I agree, this is a very close fight. And Cody Gibson will just move forward and will try to make something happen. So he's not gonna wilt, or he's not just gonna eat a few shots and just break. And he's durable. So I think this could be a close fight. I think the over 2.5 makes a ton of sense here. DraftKings Fantasy, $9,200 for Damon. I'm probably not going to spend that because while I think he wins, I do think this goes to a decision, and unless he turns into a nonstop wrestler, it's likely some pitter-patter, some takedown defense, pitter-patter, takedown defense. Vegas hates wrestling, so even if there is some wrestling on the Cody side, might not score that incredibly well, and Damon can just win with the striking, maybe get a little bit of a tiny bloody nose, and then that's it. That's the decision. If you do want to check out all the picks, the bets, the tools, and everything else that we offer, WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. What'd you laugh at?
I just been rewatch. I mean, the highlight's insane. I wish you enjoyed sports because, I mean, a 4-point play to win the game is crazy.
I enjoy backyard sports and fights. That's basically it.
Backdoor sports? Kind of
backyard.
Sports is that?
Yard.
Is it backdoor sports?
Sports in the yard.